Hey, Deli friends! Welcome to Near and Far Reborn Doll Nursery. This is a Collector's Corner edition. It's Black Friday 2022, and I decided that I wanted to share with you some of the dolls that I have made that I have kept for myself. I really started being a Reborn doll artist because I have a very particular taste in fantasy dolls, and I just wasn't seeing those kind of dolls out there. In fact, at one point, I was literally having one artist make all my dolls, and I was having her literally make doll after doll after doll after doll. Um, and so I decided, I need to become a painter so that I can make the kind of dolls that I want. But of all the dolls that I've made for myself, I only have 5 that are still in my collection. Some were in my collection temporarily. Some, even though I made them, they never made it into my collection. And of these 5 dolls, I would say 2 of them are never ever going to leave my nursery. Um, the others, maybe at some point I will. So I just decided I wanted to show those and kind of tell why they are permanently in my nursery. So we're going to start over here with my little centaur baby. Her name is River, and she's made from the discontinued Clover kit. I made her quite a few years ago with air dry paints, and I love her little mohawk, and especially the bangs right here that stick up. I love them, and that's because I didn't really have much red hair, and so I had to do that. I ran out of hair at the end, so you can see. But I actually really like how those sticky uppy bangs worked. Her body was custom made by Orange Grove Nursery. And I had this idea of that you have like tame centaurs that are like made with horse bodies. But then you have wild centaurs that are made with deer bodies. So she's painted to look like a fawn, like a deer. You can see her body, which is furry, has spots on it. And I used the petal piglet legs to give her some legs. And I love her white little fluffy tail. She is so adorably cute, and I think she's one that is going to stay in my nursery just because of her custom body, and I don't think I'll ever make one like her again. So another custom that I made for myself, this is Agra, and Agra was made from one of the monkey kits. I forget which one. But I tried to give her the painting that Agra does in the movie, and I gave her the third eye and sculpted her some clay horns. I figured her horns wouldn't be quite developed yet, so they're just kind of in a rudimentary phase. I've even given her some details, like I don't know if you've ever noticed that her last finger is kind of ridged, and she's got a little star outfit, and I made this custom blanket for her with all sorts of natural drawings on them and a custom wig out of yarn. Now, of course, if you know anything about me as a collector, then you know that I'm obsessed with the Wizard of Oz. In fact, I kind of wondered why I never named my nursery like Emerald City Nursery or something like that. I just never did. And so over the years, I've made lots of Wizard of Oz inspired dolls. Some of them I've sold, and some of them I still have. So these are the 3 that I still have. We're going to start with Treasure. Treasure is the Tin Woodman's daughter. And she's made from a long sold out sculpt. And so that's kind of why I've kept her. I tend to dress her in like this little heart outfits most of the time, or in silver. She has a little funnel hat. She's rooted with super soft gray hair, which I usually keep in these little buns. And she's got special additions to her face, and the rest of her body is painted gray. I've updated her through the years. She's one of the last dolls that I painted with air dry. And so I have added things to her over the years, and I just love her. I love that she's a sold out sculpt. And the next one is a baby cowardly lion. And this is another sold out sculpt, probably why I've held on to it for so long. And he's so cute. He takes a modified pacifier. And I love his little roaring face. It's probably yawning face, but and then he's got little outfits. I tend to dress him in kind of jungle style outfits. He does have a fabric tail, which I can take on and off. And of course, he's got his little lovey. And then another one of my writer dies. This is the Patchwork Girl of Oz. The Patchwork Girl was always my favorite character. She's a character in the later books. Most people don't know that there's more than just the Wizard of Oz. I think there's about 25 or 30 other books, and she's my absolute favorite. She was made as a servant out of patchwork. And she was again painted with air dry. She is the sold out Jade kit by Romy Stridon. And I really worked hard to paint her very much like the books. For example, in the books, her owner gives her golden ears, attaches golden ears so she can make sure that she hears all of her commands. She's got a yarn wig, and she's patchwork painted, even with little seams, like little repairs that have been done on her. And her body, she has a custom body, again by Orange Grove Nursery. It's a patchwork body, which is like amazing with all these little intricate details. I could go on and on about all of her details. This is her custom diaper. It's not a patchwork, but it's a patchwork like fleece fabric. And then of course her dress also was made by Orange Grove Nursery. And it's got just so many nods to the things that we share. This is kind of, so Rachel of Orange Grove Nursery helped teach me how to paint, and she made a lot of my original dolls that I have, my original fantasy dolls. And this is kind of in the period that we were sort of collaborating with each other. And so there's all these little nods to our history that we share with each other. So there's a little orange tree. This fabric, and I believe this fabric too, are pieces from the Hobbit dress that she made for me. And of course, this gingham, this is to represent Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. And there's just all these little touches that she added. It just made me cry to think about, how much work she put into this dress and all the little memories that are there and nods to Oz. So she's got golden fingernails, again, just like the book. And then her hands are supposed to be gloves. Painted to look like gloves because she had white gloves for hands. So I hope you've enjoyed a look at 5 dolls that I made for myself and wanted to keep. And maybe into the thought process of why. A lot of times because they're sold out limited edition kits. Jade is sold out limited edition. Or because they're something very special to me. So I'm very grateful for the artists in my life who've helped me along in my journey, especially Rachel. If you're watching Rachel, you probably are, you usually are. And I'm grateful for all of my customers at this season of the year. I love to make custom dolls and make people's dreams come true. And I'd love to do the same for you. So thanks for tuning in today, TTFN. Ta-ta for now.